And today we're very, very happy, very lucky because we actually have a rising star in our company. Her name is Natasha, and she'll be actually running the masterclass for us for today. But before we actually get her in to do the presentation, I just want to introduce a little bit about Natasha's background. She's currently pursuing her degree in cloud computing technologies and software development. And although she's still quite early in her early stages of her career, her talent in application development has led her to leading many projects in business process automation and modernization. So her astounding talent has helped corporates to be more effective and productive in their business operations. So let's actually have Natasha to come in. Natasha, are you there?
Hey, yeah, Ivan. Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Hey guys.
Yeah, that's a trademark. How are you?
Okay, I'm good. I'm really
You're good.
excited. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very excited for you too. Yeah. So now before we actually start onto going into your presentation, right? Onto your masterclass. Today's going to be on you, right? So let's talk a little bit, right? So you've been with us for like what, one year plus already?
Almost.
Yeah. So how is it for you?
Amazing. I think I learned a lot in Codify, and I grow a lot professionally and individually, and I think it's really amazing space to be around. Yeah.
Great. Now, okay, probably want to tell the audience what you do here in Qualify Asia.
Okay, so I'm a junior technical consultant and also Power App developer, Codify Asia. So I involve in a little bit of both infra and programming. So I involve in implementation and deployment, and I also involved in application development using Power App. Yeah.
Great. So now here's the thing that I'm actually quite curious. Yeah. So what got you focused into the area of application development, especially in business process automation?
Okay. So what got me focused into it is I think it started out in my university. For my final year project, I developed an application. So I started out building, developing, and focusing on application development since uni. And then when I started out as an intern in Codify Asia, I was given a task to create a Power App to help in automation. I still remember the first app that I did was claiming overtime application. So it's still being used in Codify to claim the overtime in this.
Yeah, I remember that because prior to that, I think a lot of our stuff here are still pretty messy. Thanks to your talent and also your application actually has helped us to streamline a lot of our processes actually. Now, what was the experience like while developing a solution to automate business process like? Could you share with us what were the challenges and that you faced and how you overcame them?
I think one of the challenges that I face, since I have an IT background, it's quite difficult for me to actually understand the jargon in business world. I still remember having a hard time. I mean, not having a hard time, but hard time to differentiate like what is this SOF is for, or this invoices and all that. It's quite new because I'm an IT background, so I think that's one of the challenges. But throughout the time I'm here, I was able to understand the process a lot clearer when I engage more with the people that use the system more than me. So a lot of colleagues here give me a helping hand to understand a lot of the business process that I needed to understand before I create the automation with it. So I think that's the challenges, and I think to overcome it is to take your time and understand it so that you can be more creative in developing a solution out of that. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that communication is really important in order to understand the entire business process?
Yes, definitely. definitely.
Great. Yeah, I think so too. Now, you're still considerably in your early stages of the career. Now, how do you manage, especially given the role to lead in solutioning for automation in business process? I mean, you're given the role to lead this projects over here. So what's how do you manage it actually?
Okay, so yeah, I'm pretty early in a stage of my career. I think a lot of people in here might have even more experience than me in a lot of things. But I mean, have receiving the role to lead so in automation business, it's not easy. It's definitely not an easy task. But I think I have to give credits to Clarify, because I think here I was given an opportunity and the environment to really to grow, be independent and be creative. They really appreciate new ideas from young people like me. So I think that's what are the things that really helped me a lot in pitching my ideas and developing a system that is easy for them to use. And I think that's one of the major component that helped me. I think the environment is really important. Yeah.
Great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we are looking forward to more stuff from you today. I'm going to pass the floor to you.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Ivan. Thank you so much. Okay, so I can. Okay, I think there are still some people that just have joined us. So I think I'll start out with just a first of all, I'd like to say thank you so much to everyone who is attending this masterclass today. I'll start off with a short introduction of myself. I am Natasha Nizam. I am junior technical consultant and also a Power App developer in Clarify Asia. I'm really glad and happy to be here with you guys today. I hope by the end of this session, you'll get an idea of what is Power Automate, okay? What is actually Power Automate, how to use it, and actually how to use it to make your life easier, much more easier with automation. Okay, so without further ado, let's get right into it. So can you, okay, so here are the objectives of our session today. We're going to take a look in depth in what is Microsoft Power Automate, what are business processes, life before Power Automate, new generation of tools, the overview of Power Automate, and the benefit of automations. And we're also going to I will also be showing some demos on how to use Power Automate to tackle some simple tasks. And do look forward for that to learn tips and tricks on how to use Power Automate. Okay. So let's take a look first at what is Microsoft Power Automate. So before I go any further, is there anyone out here that have heard about Power Automate before? Or maybe have actually used Power Automate before to automate your task? Okay, I see Aina raised up her hand. Yeah, do let me know in the chat below what you guys use Power Automate for, or maybe where you have heard about it. Okay, so Power Automate, okay, or formerly known as Microsoft Flow, it was called Microsoft Flow earlier, is a SaaS platform, software as a service platform by Microsoft for automation of recurring tasks, okay, automation of repetitive tasks. It is a powerful tool that have an ability, okay, to integrate with many platforms to create a system. Okay, it's a tool that you can do an integration with many other platforms from by Microsoft or other platform not from Microsoft to create a system. Okay, and you can create a complex system, yet it is easily developed. Okay, so before I show you on actually how to use it, I see a lot of people have heard about it, okay, not actually know how to use it. Okay, so let's understand first, before we use Power Automate, let's understand what are the scenarios that require us to use these tools to automate our task. Okay, so that leads us to the next slide, which is what our business process. Okay, so as you can see from the screen, we have an example of business process right there. So business process is a collection of linked tasks to deliver a service or a product to one or more user. Means it's a task that is connected to one another to deliver a service to one or more entity. Okay, so let's take a look at the example over here. So over here we have a business process of purchase order. So the first task is employee creates purchase order. So this is an example of purchase order, and then the next task is manager reviews and approves the PO, okay, the purchase order. So over here we have an entity that is deliver a service, okay, deliver a service or product, and it is linked to one another, to another task, right? And then manager reviews and approve, and then vice president review and approves, but only if amount is more than 10K, and send the PO to supplier, receive the goods, receive invoice, authorized invoice, and then files documented. So this is an example, okay, of one whole business process of a purchase order. It is also a repetitive process because imagine this is just one employee. So there's going to be a lot of other employee that going to use the same business process. So it's a repetitive. So that's basically an example of a business process. So giving you an example of a lot more simpler, you can, let's say you bought something for a company, okay, maybe food, maybe furniture, okay, something that you might want to claim, okay, you might want to submit a claim to your manager, to your boss. So it's a repetitive process that requires some engagement with people, you need an approval. So therefore it's a business process. It can be as simple as that. Okay, so I'm pretty sure that all of you may have directly or indirectly used a business process in your daily life, and do know that business process can actually still be manual with paperwork. Okay, maybe some of you still use paper for some processes in your company, and it can also be automated. Okay, so I hope you understand the idea of what is business process before we can actually automate these processes. Okay, so now we are like I'm pretty sure that there are developers out there in the audience. Is there any developer out there in the audience? So for the developer out there, I wanted to ask you, have you ever been in a situation where you spend long hours of coding just to automate a simple task? Okay, maybe just to automate any task that is pretty simple, but you need to create another website. You maybe need to create another app for your company, for your own company to use. Okay, you have endless nights of fixing errors to integrate your application and website with maybe another platform. So that actually is a lot of work, and you know that you can actually skip all those hurdles just by using Power Automate to automate your job with low to no code at all. So building something from scratch, okay, for example, using Visual Studio over here, okay, you do need a certain extent of knowledge of programming languages, okay? So for maybe InfoPath designer, you need some time, like a couple of hours to create a simple form, okay? So life before Power Automate actually takes a lot more time, effort, and energy to automate a simple task, okay? So in a way, I can say that it is not as easy as it seems to create a system before Microsoft Power Automate exists. Whereas Power Automate today, you can actually build those automation in such a short amount of time with little to no experience of coding to automate your task efficiently, fast, and reasonable. So even if you're not a programmer, even if you don't have an IT background, you can actually automate system that can be used in your company. So an example on the screen here, we have Power Apps. Power Apps integrate with Power Automate. Power Apps is actually a tool by Microsoft that you can rapidly build an application. So building an application for sure it's gonna take I mean if using hard-coded, it's gonna take months and months of development, but using Power Automate, you can using Power App and Power Automate, you can actually build it within a day, okay, even within an hour. I'm gonna show you in the demo later, okay. So, and it creates an end user friendly interface, also connected, you can also connect it with other Microsoft 365 app, such as Microsoft Form, SharePoint, Excel. So it is also available as part of your Microsoft 365 plan. Okay. So mentioning about tools. Okay. Let's take a look at the new generation of tools that are exist in Power Platform. So maybe have you guys, maybe some of you might heard about Power Platform. Do comment in the chat below. Power Platform. Okay. We have Power Apps in Power Platform. It's like a family of Power Platform. So we have Power App, where you can rapidly build an application with almost low to no code also. And then you have Power BI. Okay, Power BI you can use to visualize reports and you can also provide business insights, okay, to your business. And we also have this core technology, Power Automate, where you can automate, you can do automation and integration. You also have Power Virtual Agents to create chatbots, okay, you know, chatbots, and also Power Pages to create website. Okay, you can also host the website pages. Okay, so looking at all of these platforms, you guys know that you can actually integrate all of it using Power Automate. Yeah, you can use everything at the same time, you know, from one business process to one business process using Power Automate. Okay, that is how powerful it is, what Power Automate can actually do as a core tool over here. Okay, so that's what we're gonna look in depth today. And yeah, let's take a look at the overview of Power Automate. So we can access Power Automate from powerautomate.microsoft.com. Okay, you can sign up your account there. And after that, you can go to make.powerautomate.com to create the page. Okay, I'm going to show you later. So a workflow created in Power Automate is called a flow. So over here, diagram on the right here, this is a flow. This is a flow of one business process. Okay, and a business process actually is not a business, just business. Okay, you can see over here when a new tweet is posted, this is an example of an automation as well. It's called business process. It's not business, but it's something that you can automate as well in Power Automate. And a flow over here actually is a combination of actions with the different types of connectors. So there's two things, okay? There's two differences between actions and connectors, okay? So usually in flow, the first action is called a trigger. And then we have the second action, okay? Action is like the task, okay? Second task, third task, it's an action, it's the same thing. And then we also have connectors. Connectors mean it's like a bridge. It's like a connecting, okay? It named as connector because it's connecting from one platform to another platform. So we have connectors from Twitter. Okay, over here we have connectors from Power Automate, default connectors. We also have connectors from Azure and MailChimp. Okay, so there are over 370 connectors in Power Automate, and it will also increase in the near future. And you can actually add up all of these actions up to 250 actions per flow that is currently supported. And you can also run this flow on schedule, automated, or instantly. Okay, so and there's also templates that you can ready-made use, straightaway use to choose from. Okay, there's hundreds of templates. So I'm just going to show you an example of a flow. Maybe you guys are curious what flow actually looks like. So I hope you can see over here. Can you guys see my screen over here? So I'm in the Power Automate interface right now. Okay, so I'm going to show you an example of flow over here. Okay, yes, thank you, Aina. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I did to automate this process. So I receive a lot of reports, okay, in my email, in my Outlook email. And I wanted to save those attachments. Okay, I received reports and attachments in my email, and I wanted to save it in my SharePoint. Okay, so instead of clicking on my email, saving that attachment to my SharePoint one by one, I created a flow where whenever I receive an email from that particular report, okay, from that particular person that I wanted to save the attachment, I just choose this trigger when a new email arrives. So whenever I receive an email from this particular email, I save the attachments from this email to my SharePoint. Okay, this is where I save in my SharePoint. And I also wanted a CSV file only in my SharePoint because I received a few attachment that is, PDF, Excel, docs. So I just want to see CSV file in my SharePoint. So that's basically how I automate using Power Automate. You can actually do that. And I think it's pretty convenient for someone who wanted to save an attachment automatically and, keep record of your stuff. So that's an example of what you can actually do in Power Automate. Okay. So it's really pretty easy and doesn't even take much time, just 2 lines of that. So whenever an email arrives, it's automatically run. Okay, the flow automatically run and the process will automatically occur. So let's take a look at the benefit of automation. Okay, so by using Power Automate, you can definitely reduce time. Okay, you can reduce time for streamlining your process. You can definitely be much more productive in your work, and you can reduce deviation from normal business process, and no human error will happen. I mean, you will minimize the human error, and you can easily track your process because you can see it visually. Okay, it increases visibility. With history, you can also, reminders and emails. You can also send email automatically with Power Automate, and you can do better audits using this particular technology because it is recorded. You can see the history, and process can be scheduled and run in the absence of staff. So you don't have to worry if you don't have to worry if you need a person, to do it after business working hour. So it will run automatically. So now we have arrived at the fun part, which is the demo. So I'll be showing 2 demos today. The first demo I'll be showing on how to automate purchase requests. So I think I've mentioned earlier, a purchase request is something that I wanted to automate. Okay, this scenario is basically to automate something that you bought for the company and you wanted to submit a claim and let your manager approve it. Okay, so that is the scenario that I'll be showing you how to automate it. We'll be using 2 platforms, which is Microsoft Form and also Microsoft Teams. Okay, so let's see how I can actually integrate these 2 using Power Automate. Okay, so let's take a look at the business process. So firstly, we'll create the details in Microsoft Form. Okay, you're gonna put names, okay, the amount, purchase request, the date and time, and then the person in charge or your manager, you can invoke an approval in Microsoft Teams, and they can, the manager can approve or reject And then you as the requester will get a notification of whether your approval is rejected or approved. So let's get into it. So I'm going to show you how to create a form first. Okay. So let's go and create form first. Okay, so you can go to Microsoft Form and then you can click at the new form. Okay. And you will be directed to a form editor. So you can edit your form over here. Okay. So I hope you can see my screen. So over here, let's try and create a form. I'm going to create Masterclass Demo 1. Purchase request. You can observe what the demo. And if you have an account, you can definitely try it out for yourself later. Okay, so for now, I'm just gonna try. I'm just gonna show you. So I'm gonna put name. Okay, was one field. You can. I'm gonna choose. You can choose whatever you liked. I'm gonna choose choice and type of purchase. For the option, I'm gonna put food. You can also add other. I'm going to add date. And I'm going to add text for amount. Okay, amount purchase. Okay, so let's check. I think it's good. So now I wanted to share the form with my colleague because I want the people in my organization can submit claim. So you can do that over here where you can opt for only people in my organization, or you can also go for anyone can respond. So you can also send it to your people in the organization. So for example, I wanted to send this to Lisa because she wanted to submit a claim. So let's send her in her Outlook. Okay, so she'll receive this form that she can actually submit later on. So I hope you can see. Okay, so this is Lisa's email. Okay, so I have two I have different accounts, so you can actually to help you differentiate. So just imagine that Lisa is in my organization and she received this form, so she can input her purchase request. Okay, so after we're done with the form, let's go and create Power Automate. Okay, let's go create a flow. So we are at the Power Automate page. Let's go to home first. I'm gonna show you a little bit of it. So this is the home page. You can see your flows, and you can also go to create. There's also a lot of connectors over here. Just now that I mentioned, it's 370 connectors. So there are a lot of connectors. There's also Gmail connector. Do let me know in the comment below if you like to see how I use Gmail connector in our next class, maybe. Okay, we also have templates. Okay, yeah, you can also choose templates over here. So let's go and create a flow. There's an automated cloud flow, just one I mentioned. You can trigger it by designated event. Instant cloud flow where you can trigger manually, and scheduled cloud flow where you can choose when and how often it runs, and other flows. So let's create a cloud flow where I wanted to choose a trigger. I'm gonna write name first. Okay. So we can write name here. You can also skip actually, but I'm just gonna choose. So the first trigger, you can look for all of the trigger over here, but I wanted to use a trigger from Microsoft Form because we just created a form just now. So I wanted to create an approval, but I wanted it trigger when a new response is submitted from Microsoft Form. So let's create this flow. Okay, so let's pick the form that we just created. Okay, so this is the form that I just created, Masterclass Demo 1. And I wanted to get the response detail, okay? So I'm going to go and choose form connector. There's a lot of forms here that you can definitely choose from. I'm going to choose Microsoft Form and I'm going to get the response detail. And then I'm going to choose the demo, push this one, and I'm going to choose a dynamic content of response ID. Okay, so this dynamic content is basically a data that is produced by a previous connector. So I'll be choosing that. Okay, I'm going to choose that. And I'm going to create an approval. Finally, let's create an approval. I'm going to choose start and wait for an approval. And I choose first to respond. And I'm going to put a title. So let's put purchase request. So I'm going to assign this to the manager. So in this case, I want John, John Wick, to approve this claim. Okay, so yeah, and then the details. Okay, you can personalize the details so that your manager can review it nicely. So let's put the details from the dynamic content over here. So we have name. Okay, this will be collected from the form that you just submitted, and then you can go with all of the details. Okay, I'm just gonna put all of the details for a second. Date and amount. Okay, so this is one of the infos that the manager will receive. Okay, so let's save it. Okay, now our flow is ready to go. So one tips that I really love about Power Automate is you can actually check if your flow have any error warnings. So if there's any error warning, you can actually check it from the flow checker. Okay, it's really nice. You can also test it out, but I'm going to test it out with a submission. So let's go to Lisa. So as an employee, I will submit, okay, purchase request. Put Lisa. I'm going to put food, and I'm going to choose date and amount, maybe 100, and I'm going to submit. Okay, so when I submitted this particular form, the flow that we just created will be triggered. So if you want to see that, you can go back to the previous page, and you can see the flow is actually running. Okay, so this is a nice page as well to see the current state of your flow. So as a manager, okay, let's say I'm a John Wick, okay, as a manager. So this is John Wick's team. So John Wick just received a request, okay, sorry, purchase request, where he can actually approve and reject the request, okay? So yeah, this is what it looks like. And over here, you can definitely approve or reject. You can review it. You can also reassign it to someone else in your company. Okay, so when you approve, okay, so I'm the requester, right? Okay, so let's go and take a look at my Teams. I hope you can see. Okay, so we can see. So this is the purchase request that that is approved just now by John Wick. So yeah, so the requester will get notified. So that's basically how easy it is to automate a purchase request using these two particular tools from Microsoft Form and Teams. Okay, so yeah, so I think that is it for the first demo. So you can see how easy and simple it is to create this thing, and you can actually straight away use it in your organization. Okay.
So Tasha,
So, yeah.
it seems like it's really easy to actually like connect different platforms from different kind of application and use Power Automate to actually create a flow and automate the process, right?
Mhm.
So, but is there a challenge in really trying to put this along? Like, do you need to really understand what is the actual business process going on before you actively go into doing that flow?
Yes, definitely. This is just a scenario, just a simple scenario that I did for automating purchase requests. You can definitely customize it at your own business process. So first thing first, you really need to understand what are business process that you are trying to you're trying to automate. You're trying to make it easier. So you might be using different tools. So I'm just using Microsoft Form now, but maybe you wanted to use with SharePoint, okay, other sort of tools. You can definitely do that. And first and foremost, you really need to understand what outcome that you are trying to give. Yeah.
So basically, you just got to understand that business process, and then you're going to translate that into, you got to visualize the flow, and then just pull and drag and drop those kind of stuff into that workspace, right?
Yes. That's basically the idea. Yeah.
Great, fantastic, good
Yes.
stuff, good stuff. Okay, guys, stay tuned because there's going to be more from Natasha. All right.
Okay. So
So
Evan, do you
in order
want
to, yeah, so in order to learn more, right? Because today is going to be a masterclass, which is just going to be just going to give you some idea of actually how this policy is going to work. So if you want to learn more and squeeze more out of Natasha, please sign up for the masterclass, which is only 900 ringgit per pack. It's HID claimable, all right? And you're going to learn a lot more from that from Natasha, all right? So I'll pass again the floor to Natasha.
All right, thanks, Ivan. Okay, so we're done with the first demo. So I'll be showing you the second demo. Okay, so this is a scenario that I'm going to create, which is creating a booking room application. So you might be thinking like, oh, is it gonna take like a 1 hour to create it? No, it's not gonna take 1 hour to create it. It's gonna be very simple and very easy. So first of all, let's understand the business process. So firstly, we're gonna create a details, just like what we did in Microsoft Form, but I'm gonna do it in SharePoint. Okay, I believe a lot of you might use SharePoint a lot, and you can actually integrate SharePoint with just one click into Power App. Okay, and you can actually use the Power App on your phone wherever you go. Okay, so it is very suitable for people in your organization so that they can actually access that particular app from right on your phone. And you can and I'm going to show you a little bit more complex, just a little bit, a condition where you can actually change status of your booking to approved or rejected. Okay, to approved or rejected using Power Automate. Okay, so let's see how I can do that. I'm gonna share my screen and let's go to the SharePoint. Okay, so over here I have created a SharePoint that's called Power Automate Training. Okay, so I'm gonna create a new list over here. And I'm going to choose blank list, and let's create the masterclass demo 2 Camera map. So basically, using SharePoint, it's actually act as the database of your application. So you can store all the information here. So I'm just gonna quickly add the columns of the same thing that I add in form. So I'm gonna just rename the title as name, and I'm gonna pick choice as the room type. With just an example. Save. Okay, booking, we need date time, right? So let's create start. Start date time. You can include time. So I want to include time, so I can include. If you don't want to include, it's up to you. Let's end date time. And over here, I wanted to add status. So this is the part where I'm going to show you how to actually automatically change the value in this particular column. Okay, so let's choose choice for this column and put status. So they'll be approved, rejected, and pending. So you can change the color whatever you like. I'm going to change this so that you can see clearly. Okay, so now we all are basically done. Okay, so I'm going to go and do the magic trick, which is integrate this into Power App. Okay, so you click at the integrate button over here, you go to Power App, and you can straight away create app. So give it a name. Create it. The class booking app. I'm just going to create. So it will be directed to our app page. Okay. And you can see a tree screen automatically created in this app. And I'm going to show you how to customize just a little bit before we start and create the Power Automate. It's loading. It's loading. So if you have any question, feel free to put it in the chat box. Okay, so here we are. So this is the Power Apps editor page. Okay, so over here on top you can add more stuff, can be more creative, and then you can also preview this app using this button, preview app. Okay, so you can save and you can publish this app. Okay, once you published it, it will be on my phone. Okay, so yeah, you can download Power Apps in Apple Store or Play Store, and you can definitely use it. So over here we have three screen, browse screen. This is basically the item in the SharePoint. Okay, and we have edit screen, and we also have detailed screen. Okay, so maybe we can try and create something, and you can see inside this list there'll be a item in the in SharePoint. Okay, so but first of all, I would like to do some customization where you know, over here we can see there's title. Okay, I wanted to change it to name. It's a default thing, so we can change it. You can go to unlock and change properties at the left pane. So the right pane shows you the component of this screen, but at the right pane you can actually change the properties. So here I'm just going to change this part to name. And then I want status to show here because I want people to change it according to their liking. So let's change that over here. We can go up here also to check the properties. It's the same thing. So you go to visible and you change it to false. Okay, you're not deleting it, but you just make it invisible. You can also do with all. This is default field that automatically create. You can delete it, but I'm just gonna make it invisible by turning this logic value to false. Okay, and then you can save it, and then you can preview this app. Okay, just okay. You can preview it over here. Okay, basically start it on first screen, and then you can add a new item. So let's try and add new item. Okay, let's just test it out. Okay, let's just test it out. Okay. And then click save. So there you go. We have an item over here. Let's see in our SharePoint whether we have the item created or not. So over here, yes, you can see there's an item created in the SharePoint. Okay, it's just that the status isn't showing. So what the scenario is, whenever you create an item in this, create a booking in this app, we wanted someone to, the PIC maybe, to approve or reject the booking. Okay, that's the scenario that I'll be showing, and the status will change accordingly. So let's go to flow. Okay, and let's create a new flow that can do that. Or you can also create it over here. Okay, without going to this page, you can go to my flow and you can create new flow. I'm going to choose the same thing, automated cloud flow, and I'm going to choose SharePoint this time, and write the name. And hit create. Again, you can definitely skip that, but I'm just going to go with that. And choose the site address, okay, the SharePoint site that you created, and also the list that you created. So I'm going to choose the list. So when an item is created, it's basically already retrieving the items in your SharePoint. So you can quickly create an approval. Okay, but before that, I wanted to change. I'm going to change the status to update. So let's go and update item. And we can choose ID over here. And let's change the status to pending. I'm gonna put title, okay? So title, I don't want to change, just put the same title so you can save. Okay, so basically this will update whenever an item is created, it will update the status to pending. Okay, you can definitely try it out now. Okay, I'm gonna put Lisa, room 2. Okay, now I already create Lisa. So let's see. Lisa is created. Let's wait for the status to change. The flow will run. Let's take a look at it. Got it. Let's see whether the flow is running or not. Just wait. It'll take some time. So the status will change. Let's go and add more actually. So let's see. Flow is not running. Let's just wait for a while. So maybe we can You can edit the flow. Okay, room app, and have an ID, the title, and the status value. Okay, so before we let that running, it will run. I'll show you later, but we're gonna create an approval first. Approval. Approval. Start and wait for an approval. And first to respond. Okay, so this one we wanted to change accordingly. Means we wanted to change the status to approve or rejected once the manager approves or rejected. So let's just do it. Application. I'm gonna assign it to John again. Do the details and put the name. So this one is actually default. It's actually named. Just want that we rename it. Just gonna quickly do this first. Start time. And date time. Okay. Okay, so see, the status has been changed to pending. And right now I wanted it to change to approved or rejected when our manager approves or rejected. So I already created approval and I'm going to create a condition. Okay, so from here, I'm going to choose outcome. If it's approved, then I'm going to update. I'm going to do the same thing to update the item status to approve, or no, if no, update it to rejected. So let's just see how it goes. Do exact same thing, gonna choose title. Change this to approve. And then change this to reject. Okay. So once done, I'm gonna close this one and I'm gonna hit save. So if there's any error, you can see from here. If there's no error, then there's no error. So let's add another item. Okay, let's test this out. So give me some names. Okay, what are your names? So we have Sok Kun. Okay, let's put your name. Put your name. Okay. And let's try add any. Okay, let's save that. Okay, so Ho Suk Kun has just booked a room, and we're gonna see his. Yeah, it's already being added in the SharePoint list, and the status will change to pending. Okay, it will change to pending before it changed to approved or rejected. Okay, so let's just wait for a while. And to see whether the flow is running or not, you can go back and take a look at it. So this is the flow that will run just now. It only takes 778 milliseconds. So it's really fast. And the flow is succeeded. Okay, so another flow is running 5 seconds ago. So that means this will change to pending soon. So okay, you can see it is pending. So as a manager, John Wick, where are you? So okay, so this is John's teams. So John will receive this application. Okay, so it's from Hosukun and room type 1 and the start time and date. So let's see if it's rejected, what will happen. Okay, let's just reject this. Okay, let's take a look at the SharePoint. Okay, now it's pending. It shall turn into rejected. I'm so sorry. Okay, it's rejected. Okay, so oh wait, it's sharing, right? Screen sharing, right? Okay. Okay, so it is rejected. So that's basically how you can integrate Power Apps and SharePoint, and also how automate to do some logical behind the app. Okay, so I think that's all for the second demo. So it's not as hard actually. It's very simple and you already have a working application on your phone by using this particular tools. Okay, so now let's take a look at our PowerPoint.
So Natasha, so just now what
Yeah.
you did was that you were showing us on how to integrate Power Apps with SharePoint, and it seems like it's actually pretty flexible, to connect these different kind of platforms as long as as long as we actually have the connector, right? I get that
Yes.
right? Yes.
Yep. You can definitely integrate it. Yeah.
And on the second demo, it's like it looks that you can actually create something even more complex compared even to your first demo just now.
Yes, you can definitely create something more complex. And this is just an example. You may ask, what if this booking is the same time and date with someone else? Okay, what if that happens? So actually you can do more. You can add more conditions and, to achieve a more sophisticated application for production. So you can definitely do that, and it is more flexible and buildable. Yeah.
Right, great. Yeah, so
Yeah.
guys, if for the attendees, if you actually have any questions, do feel free to actually put it into the chat area. All right, we'll have Natasha to actually answer your questions in the chat area. All right. Okay, and also remember for all attendees to do sign up for the full class. All right, you want to squeeze a lot of this information, how to create and how to automate your business process or whatever processes that you actually have. All right, in this full class, all right, which is coming soon. All right, you want to get more knowledge from her from this Power Platform Sifu. All right.
Okay. So there's a question from Emmanuel. How to publish the booking apps on App Store or Play Store? So basically you go to App Store and Play Store and you download Microsoft Power Apps. So you just sign in your organization account. And this is basically, I hope you can see, I'm not sure my camera is turned on or not.
But yeah, from the question just now, yeah, you can, you actually don't have to use third party to publish your app or anything. You just download Microsoft Power App from your app, Apple Store or Play Store, and you can definitely sign in and use the app straight away on your phone. So, can you hear me?
Yep, we can hear you clear.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure if I can share my screen now. So, okay. So I'm sharing my screen. Can you see? So this is my screen, and this is the app that we just created. Okay, once you published it, it's there. Okay, yeah. So I hope that answered your question. So
Okay, great. Right. Okay, so yes, I think we actually learned a lot from you today. Yeah, and it seems like using Power Automate over here is actually pretty cool, because I feel that you could actually do a lot of stuff this Power Automate, and from what you've actually shown us is that you can connect to a lot of these different kind of applications of all sorts, not just with Microsoft, right? And automate different tasks and different things out of it from different platforms. That's pretty cool, right? So I believe that you're gonna show us even more in your full class, right, Natasha?
Yes, definitely. I'm gonna show a lot more in full class. Do look forward to it. Yeah.
Right, great. Okay, so again, do take advantage of today. So for all the attendees today, do sign up and squeeze more of Natasha. All right, it's only 900 ringgit per pax. You can claim it through HRDC. Normal price is actually 1,500 per pax. If not too sure how to claim through HRDC, just let us know. We'll provide assistance on how to do that. And also remember to fill in the survey form by scanning the QR code on the screen. Yeah. All right. So appreciate all your feedback, because it's important to help us do better in the future. And after completing today's survey, the good thing is that Natasha will be sharing with you all the step-by-step guides that she's done for the demo today, all right? So whatever that you've seen on the screen, all right, all the demonstrations that she did, there'll be a step-by-step guide, but you've got to fill up the survey form first, all right? Then after that, you'll get the step-by-step guide, okay? So for any other companies who also need any assistance in consultation to do business automation or to automate any of your business processes, do let us know. We have consultancy services in business digitization and process automation. All right. Natasha, do you have anything else you want to share with our audience today?
Yeah, I actually wanted to share the summary part, but I got into a technical issues right now. I couldn't open my Teams for some reason. But yeah, I think we already take a look at a lot of what is Power Automate in business process, live Power Automate, the new generation of tools and the overview, the benefits of automation, and also I did share demos, and also we'll be giving out the demo after you complete the feedback form. So there are guides step by step that I created just for you guys to maybe do at your own pace. So yeah, I think that's all for me, and thank you, Ivan, for pass the floor to Ivan.
Okay, so no worries on to technical issues and stuff like that. Sometimes it happens. It happens to me all the time as well. Okay, so I think that's all for today, guys. Thank you for you guys. Thank you for everyone to actually have joined us today on today's masterclass. I hope you guys actually have benefited a lot. All right, but again, do remember to actually take advantage of signing in for the full course with Natasha. All right, she's going to share with you even more during the full class itself. All right, so remember to there we go. I can see that I shot you. So there we go. So also remember to fill up the survey guide, right? The survey form, yeah, so that you can actually download. You'll get the step-by-step guide on all the demonstrations that was actually done by Natasha today. All right. So I'll see you guys soon, and I see you guys in the next masterclass. All right.